So again, you can see where their will, I was going to get off anyway. So a lot has to do with, so that's their will for a mistake. Again, you say it in it's like everywhere now. At first, they started using it against me and certain people because in the statement now, oh, see, he was going to get off anyway. No, I was a marrying guy, and they know it. That's the biggest secret of the whole thing, and what makes them angry. But what came up, I'll just let you know, what came up in the cam world as to why these women weren't available is that a large percentage of them, they'd engaged in risky sexual activity and they had diseases and they just weren't comfortable sharing their life with somebody and that knowledge with anybody. So again, maybe later they did, but so again, they're not allowed to be a prostitute or that store at that level. So again, that's what came up. So again, I learned a lot. I helped a lot. I figured out, as far as criminal investigation, I figured out a few things. I'm gonna get on here. I gotta find my microphones and stuff. So that's why I got back on the phone. I might have to do this on the microphone. I'm on the phone. I don't know. I have to go out to the car probably. I don't know if I want to do that. So we'll just do it here on the phone. And that would be the way to do it. Well, what I was trying to figure out geographic location sometimes for, law enforcement purpose. And the one woman, she said she was in Poland, and I think she was Polish. And then she held up a $5 bill somewhere along the way, and I said, aha, you're not in Poland. Probably New York City or Chicago. But actually, pretty quick to establish somebody. She was rather young, and I was worried about it, but she was very adamant about me helping her. Now, at a certain point, the deep state may have, the CIA may have put a hit out on me in Colombia. It fell apart. Maybe it needed to fall apart because maybe would try to kill me in Colombia. She was a good person, initially at least, I bought her a phone and some other stuff. And I just kept, she did something along the way which made it, no person that's going to scam you really cares what they look like. So one day she'd have her makeup on. A lot of women, that's their big thing. So she revealed herself without makeup. And she took her camera and she's like, moves it back and forth in front of her face. And we were, at this point, we were theoretically boyfriend, girlfriend, long distance. And she says, do you still want to come to Colombia? I was like, what are you talking about? She takes the camera. Like a woman moment, I still don't understand what you're talking about. She's like, I don't have any makeup on. I'm like, well, I didn't notice that. So that was the end of that. And I knew if I didn't, they actually got online and pulled her away from me. They actually did. Well, the whole thing was we were trying to stop her and her sister from becoming real prostitutes. So this is where your government is. It's where the police departments were there to ruin that. So they didn't care that they would have to become prostitutes if I didn't go down there. They didn't believe the bullshit. Come on. Just trying to push that next psychological warfare button to see if they get me to offend. Psychos. Criminal psychos. Of course, they turned out to be lesbians hanging out with little girls. Baiting heterosexual men. Right? Virile heterosexual men. You know that story. Bet you all those little girls grew up to be lesbians, right? Feminist lesbians. Right? Now, it's nothing wrong being something, but when you're over and supremacist about what you're doing, all of you, then you're not what you say you are. You can't be looking for equal rights for women if you're denying men rights. It's just the way the world works. And you're not going to tell me some man somewhere that's a billionaire that makes 50 kids a day is the reason you're doing that to me. when he's living a great life, which has always been true in what you're all doing.